Hey everyone. I say everyone. I don't think there's anyone here yet, which is okay. But it's nice to be here and it's nice to just be kind of chilling out and chatting. Um, oh, although, to be fair, me and Simon chilled out and chatted last week and that was nice. But yeah, the week before that, I was going to go live in Paint, but my back ended up giving way. So that got cancelled. And today I was kind of maybe planning on doing some painting today, and then I thought, you know what, I actually just fancy just sitting and chilling and reading some cards. I really want to do readings with the new voice, so I'm going to be using that to do. Oh, did you see that colour? That's weird, doesn't it? Let's try that again. How cool is that? Can you see that? Like the kind of like my whole tone changing because this has been held up. It's like witchcraft. It's like Galadriel's wheel lamp thingy. Just hold it up and everything changes. Anyway, yeah, I'm dying to read with it. So I'm looking forward to. I hope that at least one or two people have got questions for the cards so that I can read with it. But yeah, how are we all? How have we all been doing? What have we all been up to this week? What are we all drinking? I've got myself a wee vodka and coke, and it's like rose vodka because I was looking for. I was saying to Zandy, I fancy a wee drinky drink, and I was going through the cupboard, and everything I was finding was gin, and I'm not really a big fan of gin. That gin's Sandy's thing. So I was like gin, and managed to find this bottle of like rose flavored vodka that I don't know one of us had been given for Christmas a couple of years ago. It's actually quite nice. Well, it's nice with Coke anyway. Kristen is drinking iced tea. Very nice, Kristen. And hi, by the way, and hi to Red Wing as well. If you're here, then send me a wee message because I know you're here and say hi. But yeah, rose flavored vodka and Coke. It's nice. Hi, Kathy. Kathy from Tortoiseshell Moon is here. Kristen says it says there's 7 people here. Yeah, it says that at the top of my screen as well. But some people don't really chat; they just like to kind of watch, which is fine. What was I going to say there? So yeah, my week has been quite unusual actually. So this week, my work have started. We need to go into the office a couple of days a week now. So they've made it mandatory for everyone to spend 40% of their week in the office. For me, I work 40 hours over 4 days, so it's like 10, 10, 10 and 10. So I'll probably be doing 50%. So that's not a bad thing. It just means that I exceed what's been asked of me. It kind of I suppose it means if we look at it over a month, then I'll be able to maybe like 1 week out of the month, I'll be able to only do 1 day in the office if I want to. But see, to be honest, I've actually quite liked being in the office this week. They've moved us to a different floor. It's much kind of a more spacious, and it feels quieter as well. I feel as though we're not. There's some departments that before where we were sitting around about us, they could be quite like shouty on the phone. Not through any fault of theirs, but it's just the type of people that they had phone and the type of work that they do can be quite combative. So yeah, their phone conversations can be quite loud and it can be quite distracting. But we don't have that now. I'm kind of it's my own department that I'm surrounded by, which is nice. So yeah, that's the thing. So I was in the office Monday and Tuesday, and on Wednesday we were doing some volunteering. Me and my team. So we volunteered. It was basically like a warehouse for a donation, a charity warehouse, and it's like a donation centre. So anyone that donates stuff to this charity, this is where it all goes. So we had to sort through all kinds of stuff that had been donated. It's a real eye opener. Like some of the stuff that people donate to charity, like some of the stuff's really nice. People donate some amount of shit though. The impression I was getting is like people were viewing it as just a way to get rid of the rubbish, you know. Maybe like I don't know, not having to go to the expense of getting rid of it themselves, you know, putting it in the correct place. So they just offload it onto like um onto a charity. Don't know. It's a bit naff, but I mean the day was really rewarding. It was hard work. I'm an office guy. I'm not used to my manual labour, so um, I was definitely feeling it by the end. But it was nice, and we went for food afterwards. So it has been, and then I was working from home today. So yeah, it's been an unusual week, but it's been a good wee week. I'm glad it's the weekend, as always. Don't really think we have too much planned, but that'll be nice. Just a wee chilled out weekend, I think. So I'd said hi to Red Wing and hi to Kristen. I've also got Marita here. Hi Marita, how are you? Coke and Rose, very interesting. Yeah, that was interesting. I wasn't sure how it was going to be. To be honest, I was just happy drinking it because it was alcohol, but actually it tastes quite nice. I said hi to Kathy. Lovely Kathy. Malamir, hi Malamir, how you doing? Malamir, I owe you a message. You sent me a message and I'm struggling to see it on Glide. Sometimes that happens, but I know what I need to do. I need to download it and actually see it. But I do need to message you back. But you said hi all, can't read, so we'll be listening. Okay, still struggling with the vertigo then. I'm sorry to hear that. But I hope you're doing okay. Other than that, Kristen, you were one of the first in. I'm quite forgetful today for some reason. Let's see, Cheyenne says, hi Chris and hi chat, hope everyone is well today. I'm doing good, Cheyenne, I hope you are as well. Let's see, we have got... is that Patchwork Tarot? Patchwork Tarot Jennifer. Hi Jennifer, how you doing? It's lovely to meet you. I almost didn't see you there because your wee profile picture is kind of a similar colours to Cheyenne's. So when I was scanning, it all looked the same. So apologies. I'm glad I caught you and didn't miss you. I only really, to be fair, I caught you because I saw other people saying hi. But yeah, it's lovely to have you. So yeah, that's so cool. So weird. So cool. So yeah, who's all got this and what do we think of it? What's your thoughts? Whether you've got it or maybe you've seen a walkthroughs and stuff. I know there's been quite a few because this has been a long-awaited deck, you know. What do we think of the images? What do we think of the size of it? See, I have quite big hands, and this is this is stretching the limit even for me to be able to shuffle. I can just about do it. But I know that like lots of people in the community, like when I like watch people's walkthroughs and just generally hearing people talk about decks, I know that lots of people have smaller hands. and struggle with big decks like this. Oops, see, I've just dropped one of the cards. So what do we think? It's a bit of a trade-off, I guess, isn't it? Like, because on one hand, it's bigger and it's to let us kind of appreciate the artwork, I guess. But on the other hand, if it's difficult to manage, then I don't know. Witchy Wallflower is here. Hi there. How you doing? Looking forward to seeing how this reads. I can read with it whenever, Kristen. By the way, so if you want to ask a question now, or if anyone wants to ask a question, feel free. This doesn't have to be structured like where we wait until 10 and then we do readings. Like, we can just wing it. We can do some chat. We can do some readings, then do some chat again. I don't know why I'm saying do some chat. That's weird, isn't it? But yeah, we can. There's no agenda today. I don't even have notes or anything. I've got nothing prepared at all. I don't even have a wee channel to shout out. Kristen says it looks like a nice deck. I don't plan on getting it, but it's nice. Okay. I'm okay with big decks because I only shuffle overhand. Right. Okay. And are you quite comfortable shuffling like that, Kristen? Like long ways? Because even overhand shuffling this that way, it's like properly stretches my hand to the limit. So I'd imagine, like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm assuming that you've got smaller hands, Kristen. But if you do, then it might be a bit more difficult. Patchwork Tarot, or I don't know why I keep saying the full name. Jennifer agrees with Kristen, as does Cheyenne. So, okay, so none of you guys that are here just now have got it then. Well, just show some of the cards, just so as we can see it, at least. So these are the backs. It's got these beautiful kind of iridescent edges, kind of difficult to see. You can kind of see it there. So these are well shuffled, by the way. And I think my understanding is that he's based most of the characters, or the people depicted in these cards. Most of them are based on people that he knows, based on his friends. I love that Four of Swords with the wee cocktail in the background. I think that's pretty cool. It's quite a peaceful, happy-looking Four of Swords compared to some of the Four of Swords that we see. Queen of Wands. Excuse me, two queens in a row. Dear me. Queen of Pentacles. Got our King of Wands. He's quite flamboyant looking, isn't he? I like his shoes. Okay, Kristen says, cool. Okay, serious question. What will help me grieve my mother? Who'll pass? Oh gosh, God, Kristen, I'm really sorry to hear that. I guess I've been, like, I've seen your Facebook updates and stuff about you on Facebook, so I've kind of been keeping up with what's happening, but I didn't realise that it was quite that was the situation. So yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Let's pull some cards for it. We'll see what the deck has to say. the charity that we were doing work for was a hospice charity. So the charity has hospices. I'm not sure how many they have, but they have several. And then they have shops as well. And the money that comes in from the shops obviously goes to funding the hospices. Oh, sorry. The name of the deck is the New Voice Tarot by Rosario Salerno. Malamir. Sorry, I'll try and remember and say what I'm, say what I'm talking about. Enunciate, use my words. I'll zoom this out in a wee second. So I feel like what this is saying is it's a bit of a mixture, Kristen. The Three of Swords, we're obviously kind of picking up on the painful side of it, the painful emotions that come with, with losing someone so close to us. So I suppose what that might be saying is just like, sometimes you're going to have to just, take a day out from dealing with the world. To just have a day where it's okay to cry, it's okay to just feel how you feel. And don't I remember when I lost my gran, you kind of I feel as though we're quite nasty to ourselves at times like that, or maybe that's just a personal thing, but you kind of I don't know, almost despise yourself because you're feeling sad, or because you can't do things. You don't feel in a way where you can do things that you would normally be fine doing. I guess it's just about giving yourself that wee bit of leeway, that wee bit of kind of a breathing space, and I don't even want to say forgiving yourself, because there's nothing to forgive, but it's just having that wee bit of understanding with yourself that you're just going to be you're going through a time where sometimes you just have to take those times, those Three of Swords moments. What a beautiful Three of Swords that is as well, by the way. It really just kind of conveys that raw emotion. With the Ace and the Fool, I feel what that's maybe saying is, it's going to be a new beginning for it. It's going to be a kind of completely new, like a new, almost like a new start. Do you know what I mean? It's like a different phase of your life. That's what it is. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like a whole different phase of your life. You're getting to this time in your life where, obviously you've had your mum all these years, and things are going to change. Things are going to be different. Now, I think the reason that the Fool's there, with that kind of with that kind of the Fool's obviously a card about grabbing new opportunities, and it usually conveys a feeling of excitement. I think the reason that that's coming up is because for the longest period of time, Kristen, there's always probably been whatever percent, 50%, 60%, however, even more of your brain that's on mum, and what's happening, is she doing okay, what do we need to be doing, what do we need to be sorting for tomorrow, and you probably just it's pretty much all you can think about, and that's probably been the way of life for you for a long time. And it is almost like a full moment, maybe not as kind of excited as what this guy is, but maybe more in an emotional way, maybe more kind of like this. But it is going to be one of those things where you're going to find yourself with it's going to free up a lot of your time. you're probably going to be able to kind of do more stuff and all that kind of a thing. And where I'm going with that, what I'm getting at is, it's going to allow you to take up new opportunities, and it's about letting yourself experience that, letting yourself go for those things. Still take those, there'll be days when you just can't deal with any of that. There'll be days when you just need to kind of process the emotions. You need to have a cry. I don't know, you just need to kind of reminisce and remember things, and that's absolutely fine. But there's also going to be days when you feel like, you know what, I feel like kind of getting out of the house today and, I don't know, meeting that friend that I've not seen for years for a coffee, or, something like that. It's about allowing yourself to do that as well, because it's a mixture of the two things. To come back and answer your question, it's a mixture of those two things that I think is going to let you process it. It's going to let you grieve and process it, and move forwards. So it's a really long-winded mishmash answer to your question, but I hope that it kind of makes sense in a way, and I hope that it's helpful. You've been a caregiver for 11 years, yeah, right, okay, so yeah, it's going to be a big change then, so that's probably why we're seeing like the ace and the fool, big new beginning, big change energy going on here. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, Kristen, well, sending lots and lots of love to you. Bottom of the deck, we've got that Four of Swords card. So maybe you want to consider, when you're able to, go on a holiday. Maybe like just get away from it all. Go somewhere where you can relax, where you can put everything out of your head and just zone out, just veg out, just completely reset and replenish your energy. Oh, you're going to Italy in November. Oh, that's lovely. That's where Ross is from. That's where the deck creator is from. Oh, that'll be nice, Kristen. I tend to swing between not giving myself grace to feel things and wallowing in self-pity. But that's allowed. That's kind of what I mean. So you're calling that wallowing in self-pity. That's quite harsh. I feel as though I want to tell you not to be so harsh with yourself. Like, it's not wallowing in self-pity. We all deal with these things differently. And if wallowing in self-pity is your way of kind of dealing with it, then that's what you need to do. And like I say, it's not wallowing in self-pity. You're just kind of letting yourself have that Three of Swords moment. Yeah. Cheyenne's offering kind words of support. Yeah, allow yourself to have pity for yourself. Yeah, that's it. Well, that was quite a nice wee reading from the deck. And I like the cards that I pulled for Ross. In my walkthrough of the deck, I always do a sample spread at the end. I pulled some cards for the creator. And yeah, it was a nice wee reading that he got as well. So I'm quite liking how it's reading so far. If anyone else has got any questions for this deck, then please just pop it in the chat. But yeah, I'm trying to think if I've got any other new deck. To be honest, I've not gotten any tarot decks for a while now. I think the last one before that was maybe the Lightseers in a Tin from Oneness Emporium. I do have a couple that I've got my eye on. I'm looking forward to coming out. But yeah, just not been buying that much, which is I mean great for my bank balance. My bank balance is loving me for it. But yeah, what about you guys? Have you guys kind of got anything on the way? Any new decks that you've bought or anything that's you've pre-ordered or anything like that? Anything you've got your eye on? Okay, so I've got Kathy has said, "Can I ask what's on the horizon for me this autumn?" The deck is gorgeous. You sure can. Okay, what's on the horizon for Kathy this autumn? The weather has taken some turn, by the way. Yesterday morning I woke up and it was like the season had changed overnight. Like this temperature dropped. It's like summer's gone now. So yeah, it proper does feel like autumn now. I can't complain because we're in like September and we were having like really hot sun up until recently. In fact, the sun was out today again during the day. But yeah, winter's definitely on its way. Okay, what's on the horizon for me this autumn? What's on the horizon for Kathy? Okay. Let's see what we've got. So I've got the Four of Cups, the Three of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles for you, Kathy. I feel like you're really occupied by something, really kind of preoccupied by something, because she's been offered something and she's either not seeing it or she just doesn't want to kind of entertain it. We then kind of almost see this feels like a progression of the same story. So we see this person looking way out to sea, like they're looking to see what's happening. They're preoccupied by something. And then we end up with this Four of Pentacles, who's kind of latched on to his possessions. He's almost like it defines the ground that he's standing on. It's on top of his head and it's in front of his chest. His head, his heart, and his feet. Everything seems to be about these pentacles. I'm just not sure how I feel about this whole situation. I don't know whether I want to tell you to kind of look away from the horizon just now, look in the here and now, because there's something happening around about you, and it's almost like you're missing it because you're waiting to see what's going to happen. You're waiting for something better. You're wondering if the grass is going to be greener on the other side. And because of that, you're almost missing out on opportunities around about you. And in the end up, I don't know if it leaves you better off. I suppose the positives from this reading is things look pretty secure, right? We're bookended by fours, and that's all about, security, both financial and emotional, which isn't a bad thing. Threes for me are about action. They're something happening. They link to the Empress, which is materializing. It's making kind of a physical stuff become real. So threes are an action card. So there is definitely that, and with three of fire. So there's definitely the potential to shake some stuff up. But I think it's going to depend on you, catching on to these opportunities. So the way that I was, see if you know Lenormand, the Clover card. It's like that kind of there's opportunities around about you, but they're not going to come up and slap you on the face. You need to be looking for them, and you need to be ready to appreciate the smaller things in life. It's that's what I feel I want to say here. So be on the lookout for these opportunities. Even something that doesn't feel as though it's if it doesn't seem appealing to you at the time, don't dismiss it right away. Okay. And it's definitely a good thing to be looking ahead at what's going to be happening, but also try and every now and then look down and look around about you, look at the here and now, and just appreciate the stuff that you've got around you just now. Okay. So I hope that was helpful, Kathy. You can let me know if it resonates. Liminal Lark says, my father just passed away. Like you, I'd been his caregiver. Closely relate to Chris' advice. Despite my grief, it is more or less the way that I'm approaching life at this time. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry to hear about your father, Liminal Lark. I'm very sorry for your loss. Cheyenne says, Chris, do you think this deck is similar to the Lightseers? If so, does it replace the Lightseers for you? I think that this deck is kind of its own. It's similar in that any kind of a Rider-Waite-Smith inspired deck is going to be similar, but it's very much like Ross's art. He's got that kind of there's just something about Ross Salerno's art that you can tell that it's his right away, just at a glance. So it's definitely got that. And just with I don't know, there's just something unique about this, I think. And I don't often say that about Smithwaite kind of a style decks because, a lot of them, it's hard for them to feel unique when they are kind of so heavily based off of a Pixies deck. But I do really enjoy what he's done. So I suppose in a way it's similar to the Lightseers. I don't think it will replace it for me. I think they'll both do, they'll both be pretty amazing decks, and have a special place on my shelf, but this won't replace it. Lightseers is forever. So Jennifer says, the Fool and the Ace of Wands may suggest that one way to deal with your grief is to allow yourself to take things as they come without expectation of how your grief should be. Kathy says, I'm waiting patiently for the job I was offered in July to begin. Most likely October. It feels like it's never going to happen. I'm in Aries. Patience is not my strong suit. Right, okay. Fair enough. I was looking again at the spread to see if anything else jumped out at me, with, armed with that new knowledge. Yeah, I suppose this could be you just now, just kind of looking at the horizon and waiting for things to start. And, the Four of Pentacles, financial stability, so that could be the new job coming in, I guess. Liminal Lark says that these are tough days, I won't lie. However, he lived a good long life. He was 96. Oh, bless. Art style reminded me of the Lightseers too, says Jennifer. Oh, hi Ramon. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you. I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, we've just been playing with the new voice tarot, Ramon, and just chatting in general, chatting about our weeks, chatting about what we're drinking, chatting about new decks and any new decks that you've got, that you've just got, or that you've got on the way. So feel free to join in. Marita says my latest deck is the Clarity Tarot, and Jonathan made you do it. And I pre-ordered the Tasty Tarot by Tarot Oracle. Oh, very nice. Oh, it's Debbie. Hi, Debbie. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you, Debbie. I hope you're doing all right. Okay, Kathy says the reading made sense. Good. I'm glad. Pam B's Tarot says hello from Quebec, Canada. Have a wonderful and magical rest of your day, everyone. Hi there, Pam. It's lovely to meet you. Hope you're doing okay. Malamir, I would welcome a reading on how this autumn is going to unfold for me. Let's do a riffle shuffle, shall we? How's this autumn going to unfold for Malamir? Emperor, Seven of Pentacles, and I should say there's nudity in this deck, by the way. There's nudity. There's some peni. Emperor, Seven of Pentacles, and we've just dropped in on the King of Cups whilst he's taking a bath. I'm having a wee glass of wine, actually. That doesn't look too bad. Okay. So how is this autumn going to unfold? It's interesting we get the Emperor and the King, It makes me feel like it's Kings for me are they stabilize their kingdom, and I'm thinking of the Emperor here as almost like an exalted king, because he's like, for me, the king of the major arcana. The kings are like they're the ones with the social responsibility for the element. They're the ones that kind of almost set the rules and make sure that they're being followed. It's to me linked to that air element, so the kind of that kind of a logical side of things. The King of Cups is arguably maybe my favourite king, because he has that ability he has that emotional side, so he can emotionally connect with other people, which the kings can struggle with. Let's be honest, because they are such responsible individuals. they can struggle to be able to make that human connection. But the King of Cups is kind of different. He's almost like the human connection is his bag. That is what he's good at. That's almost what he is the monarch over. So yeah, just like that kind of creating that stability for their kingdom is what I'm getting. That is very much what this autumn is about for you. It's almost about kind of gaining control in some way. Control over, your just life in general, over your environment, over the stuff that's going on around about you. But also feeling more emotionally in control as well, I feel is quite important with that King of Cups there. The Seven of Pentacles in the middle is quite interesting. It's like waiting for the right time. And oftentimes when that seven comes up, it can come up when we feel like we're, pardon the horrible expression, but I can't think of another one to replace it right now. It's like that flogging a dead horse type thing. It's almost like we're putting in all of this effort, but not really getting any reward out of it. It's almost like, right, is it time to call it a day with this? But it's the seven to me says your efforts will be rewarded, but just at the right moment. This isn't a kind of a quick fix. This is you need to play the long game here. So you need to kind of put the work in, and then at some point in the future you'll get the rewards out. It's kind of like I guess like an investment type thing. You're putting the money in. And then you need to kind of let your investment mature. You need to let it kind of build and let the interest build and all that kind of stuff. That's what it's like. So this kind of a whole creating control for yourself and creating that stability for yourself. It's something that needs to be worked at, and it's I'm just using an analogy after an analogy here, but it's kind of like baking something. It's like baking a loaf of bread. You need to put it in the oven for the appropriate amount of time. If you take it out too early, then you're just going to have something that tastes awful. So waiting for the right time, I feel, is important here. And ending on that King of Cups feels quite positive, because it feels like where maybe just now you're feeling a bit like this, where you're just kind of waiting on things happening and nothing seems to be moving very quickly. The King is perhaps a bit of a promise that, that you're going to get there. You're going to get to that place where you very much feel in control of everything again. It's just going to happen at the right time for it, and not necessarily when you want it to happen. Yeah, if that makes sense. Let me have a wee look. I don't know if you've noticed, but when I'm reading, quite often I'm just looking at the cards on the screen, even though they're right in front of me. But sometimes when you look down at them, look down at the actual cards in person, it's like you see different things. Yeah. So for example, right, I look down and right away I'm seeing the backgrounds, the backdrops for the Emperor and then the backdrop for the King. Look at the Emperor, it's almost like harsh, barren land that's behind him. It's like a mountainscape. There's not much at all. The only thing that he's really got is what he's actually got on him. It's his throne, it's the whatever this is that he's holding in his hand, and his ankh. So kind of that's like a symbol of the Emperor's control over life and death, So yeah, like look at the backdrop and then contrast that to what we see in the King of Cups. We see he's in this very luxurious bath. There's this kind of a city skyline behind him in the window. He's surrounded by like food and wine, and obviously kind of a very luxurious and very different from what we see in the Emperor. So I feel like where we want to be going is from here to here. And the 7 is just saying like it's, you're going to get there. It's just going to happen at the right time. Yes. So I know you can't really read much, Malamir, and I know you're, you don't worry about typing or anything if you don't feel up to it. But you maybe let me know at some point if that resonates, and like anytime you want to go into these things in more in depth, then just give me a shout. Okay. So Jennifer is Canadian as well, as is Pam B, and then Malamir is Canadian as well. So lots of people here from Canada today. Hershey, the shadow reader, says hello everyone, sending blessings and positive vibes to all. Hi Hershey, how you doing? It's lovely to see you. Debbie says tomorrow should be my last eye appointment until February, so I'm pretty excited. Oh, brilliant, Debbie. That's really exciting. I hope that it goes well. Marita says unfolds into a naked man with a drink. Lucky you. I use speech to text to write, but can't read back some apps like live chat. Right, okay, I've got you. And you said that resonates. That's good. I'm glad. I don't think we've got any more questions just now. So we can just take a wee drink and catch up with ourselves, shall we? Oh, that's good. I think that's the first drink I've had this week. Like, the first alcoholic drink I've had this week. Because I didn't drink any. We went for dinner after the charity work we did yesterday. But I didn't have anything like an alcoholic drink in the restaurant because I knew I had to drive later on. So, yeah, it's the first wee drink I've had so far this week. And I'm enjoying it. 5 of Wands. Rise to the challenge. The Queen of Wands. So if you rise to the challenge, you'll have your moment of glory. Your moment of being in the limelight. Your moment of being the celebrity. Of being the star. Well, Pam says, I love your speech accent. Thank you, Pam. That's very kind of you to say. 2 of Cups. So once you rise to the challenge, once you have your moment in the limelight, maybe someone will notice. Quite often we see the 2 of Cups as being like a romantic type thing, but to me it's doesn't necessarily have to have that romantic connotation. It could be like like a friend, or it can talk about the love that we have for the people in our family and our friends and stuff as well. So but yeah, rise to the challenge. It's going to put us, we're going to be recognised for that, and someone important's going to notice. Going to build a new connection from it. Okay, Marita. How's your new doggo settling in, Chris? Says Kathy. Yeah, she's doing great, Kathy. She's brilliant. And both of my dogs are getting on really well together. Oh, I just picked that up on the lovers there as well. Okay, sometimes that is a romantic connection, though. So, yeah. Wonder what that's about. Wonder who that message was for. Hopefully, it's for someone in the chat. Yeah, the new dog's great. She's getting on really well with Luna. They're really good kiddos. They have their moments, where they need to be told off and stuff, but they're they're only a year and a half old. They're still puppies, so that's to be expected. Yeah, I'd like to read in anything that the deck wants to reveal. Choices. Oh, that King of Cups is coming up again, man. It's like all these naked men that you people have got on the go. Okay. So, I suppose this is like you're at a bit of a crossroads. There's a decision to make about what direction to go in, I guess. It's almost like we need to think through, and that's to me. I know not everyone reads the Two of Swords this way, but to me, because it's a swords card, and because we usually see a body of water that's behind the person, I read that as you need to take the emotion out of the situation. You almost need to kind of put the emotion aside for a moment, and just think it through logically. Make a pros and cons list, that type of thing. But it's difficult with the Two of Swords because it's like a bit of a stalemate moment. So it's a moment where you feel as though you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. But the thing that you're struggling with, the decision seems to pertain to like direction. It seems to pertain to like what do I do next? What's the best thing to do? Often with when the Six of Swords is there, it's happening after a Five of Swords moment. So there might have been a bit of a difficult situation or just a bit of a tough time lately. And it's about, right, where do I go from here? How do I go about rectifying that? What's the right way for me to go in order to, get myself back into a positive place, whether that's a positive headspace or a positive place physically. This King of Cups has come up again, and the King of Cups, it's the card of like negotiation. I talked earlier on about how the kings are like the responsible, the social responsibility. They're the kind of the overseers, the almost like the managers of the court, and the cups is the emotional. So it's kind of like the emotional management, which to me translates to things like like being a diplomat, being like negotiating. It's being someone that people can rely on when there are tough emotional decisions to be made. When people are emotionally invested in something, clashes can happen and stuff like that, and it's important to have someone like this around that can be relied on, and that can solve these types of problems without causing too much controversy. So yeah, I don't know if he's coming up because these are these are things that you need to portray in order to get yourself through this situation, or maybe this is signifying someone around about you who's going to offer that helpful advice. Be that neutral party who can kind of almost help you out with, just negotiating your way through some of that more difficult emotional stuff. Because I mean, as much as these are swords cards, there are massive bodies of water in both of them. So there are lots of emotions. These are emotional. Make no mistake. This is an emotional situation that we're looking at here. Um, when I say take the emotion out of it, it's not like, right, we just completely ignore that it's an emotional situation. You know, we're still very much emotionally involved in it. What I mean by that is it's almost like you kind of need to either, if you can, you need to look at it objectively. You know, take yourself out of the situation and look at it objectively. If you can't, then you're looking for someone like this who can be that objective party, who can offer that, you know, advice without prejudice type thing. Okay. So you said me and Daniel. That was when I pulled the two in the lovers card, wasn't it? This one's mine. Hooray! Chose to flee to Daniel. He's a Pisces. All right, okay. Oklahoma City is far from me. So maybe that was what the decision was that we're seeing there. Simple as making the decision whether to go to your Pisces. Yeah, I hope that was helpful. Everyone, we're coming up for 10. It's been a quiet wee chat today, and it's been a quicker one, but yeah, might call it a night. Get myself a wee early night. I'm feeling quite tired today. It came over me all of a sudden after I finished work at 5. I went a walk with the dogs, and Sandy finishes at 4:30, so he got his bus home, and we met and took the dogs out to walk. And all of a sudden, I just felt really, really tired. But yeah. So a wee early night, I think. An early night, and I'll be up early to do the shopping. Has anyone got any exciting plans over the weekend? Thanks for coming on. Yeah, no, that's okay. I mean, I'm feeling okay. Just a wee bit more tired than usual, I guess. It's maybe just because it's been a long week. See, to be fair, I've been out. Usually, I work from home all week. Before this week, I only had to go into the office once a month. So I've gone from being used to working at home all week, to working in the office 2 days and then a third day of manual labour. My body probably doesn't know what on earth I'm doing to it, so that could well be why I'm feeling a bit more tired today. So yeah. Have a restful night. Thank you very much, Malamir. You too. Jennifer says, have a good night. I've seen that our lovely tarot stash, Gerald, has popped in to say hi. It's lovely to see you, Gerald. I feel as though I've not seen you in ages. Just always seem to be busy when you go live, so I do. It's just one of those things that's really annoying. But I'll need to make a point, and next time I see you pop up on my phone, I'll pop in, even if it's just to quickly say hi. But I'm missing your handsome face. And say hi to Jeffrey for me. Hope he's doing okay. I read for Jeffrey a couple of weeks ago, so I did. That would be more than a couple. It would have been 3 or 4 weeks ago. I did a reading for him. Jeffrey and I just started listening. I've been rambling on and on and on, so I didn't come into the live. Oh, fair enough. No plans here, says Kathy. We've all come down under the weather with the changing season. Not bad, just a bit crap. But just be careful because COVID is rife again. So it is. My manager's just tested positive for it. She was on the she was on the volunteering thing was yesterday. And then it was after she got home, she tested positive for it. So I'm going to have to take a wee test. That's on my list of things to do tomorrow is go and get COVID tests. But thankfully, I'm not feeling any symptoms, just a bit tired. Starting to warm up here, so I'll be off to the beach this weekend, says Liminal Lark. Oh, very nice, very fancy. Not jealous at all. A wee beach weekend would be lovely. I'm thinking of celebrating because Mercury retrograde is leaving tomorrow. Have a great weekend. You have a great weekend too, Pam. Movie night over the phone, says Manita. I've been watching the Terminator films. I've watched Terminator 2 and Terminator 3. Terminator isn't. I only I've been watching them on like the streaming services. The first one isn't available on anything just now. I'm looking forward to watching Terminator Genesis. That's coming on to, I think it's Prime in a few days. So that'll be good. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I just took a notion for them. I still am thinking about another roundtable reading, says Gerald. Well, you're always welcome. My metaphorical door is always open. Just send me a wee message when you want to arrange something, Gerald. Rest well and have a good night, says Witchy Wallflower. We're dog sitting this weekend, says Jennifer. So it'll be chaos. Yeah. Yeah, if the dog that your dog sitting is anything like my dog's, then it probably will be chaos. Oh, the reading. Ah, that's good. I'm glad. I'm very glad. I'm trying to convince my husband to take me to Salem after my appointment. I think he should take you, Debbie. I think you deserve it. After your eye appointment. There's Zane. Hi, Zane. From Tarot Token Witchery. Everyone's popping in now that I'm kind of wrapping up for the evening. But yeah, it's lovely to see you in. I feel as though I've not spoken ages. We'll need to catch up soon. There's weird noises happening. I don't know if it's just my dogs. They're over there sleeping. Yeah, I think one of them's just breathing loudly. But I don't know. It must just be the way that the sound's coming round. It feels as though it's coming from over in this direction. I'm like, what's breathing over there? That's strange. But it's not. It's just them snoring away. Right, folks. I will probably. Well, actually, why don't we. Let's pull a wee card. Let's pull a card for the weekend. We usually do that, don't we? and any excuse to use this deck again. Oh, Marita says, haven't met your second dog yet. I'll get her to come on and say hi at some point. Zane says, Debbie, play back that clip of Chris saying he should take you. It's impossible to say no to Chris in his accent. Okay, a card for everyone for the weekend. 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords. So we see this as someone who seems to be like his books that they've got in their hands. So he's chosen to represent, and we see the swords on the spines. So he's chosen to represent it as books. Now, a lot of us see this card about as being about like deception, almost like theft. And I mean, it's hard not to see that this way, just with a kind of a, I don't know, just the way that this person's kind of addressed and the kind of a dark leather and the cap. Yeah, so I don't know whether I see this as being like, it almost looks like an information theft type situation, like intellectual property. Jesus, how do we work that into reading about the weekend? Well, I suppose let's just go, scrape it back to basics with the 7 of Swords, shall we? So right off, what we see is don't try and carry more than what you can handle. All right. Sometimes our metaphorical eyes are bigger than our bellies. We try and we think, oh yeah, I can handle all of that. And before you know it, you realise that you actually couldn't handle it all. So, try and be conservative about what you're trying to take on. Okay, and bear in mind your own abilities. The 7 of Swords, I often see it as well about like thinking outside the box. Looking for a different, an alternative solution to the problem. Quite often, you might need to consider solutions that other people might look down on. You might not be popular for it. So that in the traditional one, in Pixie's 7 of Swords, it looks as though we see someone just stealing swords. But I think when you look at what we're actually seeing, he's disarming the enemy encampment when they're sleeping. So he knows that he can't beat them head on. So he goes in and he disarms them. He takes away their swords and their weapons, so that he stands a fighting chance. All right. So it's kind of a thinking outside the box and looking for a different solution and an interesting and innovative solution to the problem. So yeah, whatever that resonates with you for the weekend, then you grab it. Whether it's about just making sure that you're staying honest, or whether it's about really thinking through things this weekend, and if you're presented with a situation, maybe tackling it head on isn't the way forward. Maybe you're going to have to kind of be a bit sneaky, be a bit sly, and think of a different way to tackle that and address the issue. Liminal Lark says, I'm a typical Australian. I love the beach. It's springtime here, a beautiful time of year. Marita says, stealing knowledge, don't eavesdrop. I'll be asking the dogs who stole the food off the counter. The Greek god stole knowledge for the good of humanity. Is that Prometheus, like the the Prometheus that stole fire from the gods to give it to man. Or is that a different thing? But yeah, I enjoy a bit of Greek mythology, so I do. There's, in fact, one of the decks that I've got my eye on, I think it's called the Mythos Tarot. That's a kind of that's based around Greek mythology. It looks really good. Pam says it looks like someone's got a big secret. Someone's been secretly studying or learning a new skill, and things will soon be revealed. Maybe. Okay, guys. I will love you and leave you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your lovely company, for your chat. Thank you for those of you that have asked questions and let me read for you. So I've really enjoyed reading with the deck. Hit that wee thumbs up button for me. Purely because I'm interested to know if me saying hit the like button actually makes a difference to how many likes I get. So yeah, if it's handy, if you can, then hit that wee thumbs up button for me. Yeah, and that's it. Have a great weekend. Take care, everyone. I'll see you all later. Bye bye.